guys, welcome back with Kindred Soul Gaming once again, and you're here watching my Poppy League of Legends guide. Now, she's a highly underrated champion overall. Not a lot of people find her that good, but I'm here to show you why she is good and should be in the support role a lot more than she is. Now, the thing with Poppy, her passive, very good. It reduces damage by 50%, incoming damage to Poppy, by 50% if the damage is more than 10% of your current health. Now that's current, not total. So if you're only at 100 hit points, if you take 11 damage, that's cut in half, boom, down to 6. If you're at 200 hit points, you know, it builds on itself, which is also a good reason why she's a great jungler. Now, her Q stacks up for a lot of damage. It's going to be your main damaging ability. But I took E first, and I will get to that as to why. Q is an auto attack reset, so you can use it immediately after an auto attack, and it will smash immediately. It does 100% of your physical damage added on to a very large amount of starting damage. I think it's something like 100, and it stacks all the way up to 200 as you level it, with 100% AD scaling and 30%, I believe, AP scaling. Now, W is also a very strong ability, but there's a good reason why you don't take that first. W gives you a passive that at first level gives you 1.5 armor and attack damage per stack of it. You can get up to 10 stacks, and that stacks up every time you receive an attack or deal an attack. Now that adds up really nicely. That's 15 attack damage and 15 armor with level 1 10 stacks. Now you can also activate the W to immediately gain all stacks. You max out to 10, and you also gain 17% move speed for a few seconds. And that increases up to 3 points of each per stack, and 27% speed increase after level 5. Now the E, and the reason why I take that first, is it's a short-range dash that locks onto your target and knocks them back by a fair bit, dealing a small amount of damage compared to your Q. But also, if you can ram them into a wall with it, you stun them for up to 2 seconds. Now, if you activate your Q, use E to dash them into a wall, and then Q them, and then auto-attack them, you will get your E, which will do about 100 damage as I'm sitting right now. Your Q, which will do 8% of their total life, and the about 200 damage that you're sitting at now, and you'll get an auto attack on top of that before they even move. Plus, if you have your W activated, ridiculous damage. Come on, you can see the numbers, guys. Also, you can throw that slow on them. I like slow. Lots of people say teleport. I like slow. Slow and ignite. You slow them, you ignite them, boom. You've done easily 600 or 700 damage at level 3 with your full combo. Now the first thing you want to do, max out that Q. Get it going. Get all 3 abilities, max out that Q. But take E first, because it's your only ranged ability to actually support your carry. Now, talking ruins, you want to go pretty much straight up attack damage with a little bit of mana regen, because you can see Poppy has very, very bad mana starting. Almost no mana. Her abilities are 100 mana apiece. She burns through it like nothing. For your first item, grab that ancient coin. You really, really want that coin. There's the first kill. Yeah, ancient coin, because you're going to be sitting. You want to sit and do not a lot for most of the game. Or for the most of the start of the game, because you have a very weak early game. You're just going to be peeling the enemy off of your ADC and racking up some gold. So also an important thing with Poppy, you're very much an Outlast character at the start of the game, so you're going to be buying a lot of potions. Get the cookies if you can. Masteries, all the way through offensive tree. Grabs a little bit of that defense, you know, Up to your own discretion. It's not really super important with Poppy as the mastery system is now that it's changed. Now her ultimate makes you completely immune to damage to everything except one target enemy for up to 8 seconds. 8 seconds, guys, and that is, after those numbers I just gave you on that damage, you know what your role is here. So the first thing you want to do is grab Trinity Force. Power it out. Grab Sheen first as your first item, and then Trinity Force, and then from up to there, Poppy can be very flexible. I don't recommend getting your Sight Stone yet, just because you're very mana hungry and you will become a very strong carry later in the game. But you can get that if that's your thing, if you want to go a little bit more defensive. But Trinity Force first. Trinity Force, I cannot stress enough. Get that first. Now, something else very important with Poppy is you really want to land those wall smacks. That's what you're going to be doing, is you're going to be setting up your ADC for kills. Now you can, as Poppy, get a ridiculous amount of kills and you will snowball super hard. But your main goal is to set up your team for kills. Poppy is the master of that.
An enemy has been slain.
So after you get your Trinity Force, choice of items are they vary, but for second item, depending on what you're fighting, if you're having trouble with some tanks, then definitely go for Blade of the Rune King for the extra percentage damage. Your Q plus that crushes them. But if you're facing a little bit more squishy, you can get the Bloodthirster, which is a much stronger thing on Poppy because of the life gain and the attack damage. Very, very good, because while you got your ultimate up and the enemy team's going after you, only one person can hurt you, you can use that Bloodthirster to regain way more health than they can deal to you. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, I do make a couple of mistakes in this game, but I feel like this was a very good play to show you the mechanics of Poppy. Now, this is not something you'll normally be stacked up against. I don't know why they have a Yi and Ashe at the bottom. Very odd. So, we'll just watch how this plays out for a bit.
Immediately.
Don't really help your carry out too much. You want to be hidden in those bushes a lot. You want them to wonder if you're there, because if they walk down that lane between you and the wall, you can dash them into that wall, queue them up, W, and run on out of there because you're increased speed, and you chunk them for half their health. See, look at right there. That is a perfect example. Killing Ashe with my ADC, Tristana. Just absolutely destroyed her. She could not get away. And that's why I like the slow better than the teleport. You will rack up a lot more kills and still your ADC with it. Now, the problems with Poppy, cons. She has very low starting mana, which is another good reason to get that Sheen going right away, guys. That Sheen is your lifeblood at the start of the game. So it will give you the extra mana, and also it will give your next auto attack a bunch of extra damage. So that just stacks right into your combo. You E-dash them into a wall, you Q them, you W, or rather W first, E them into a wall, Q them, you got your Sheen proccing on your next auto attack. That's definitely going to hit because they're not getting away from that dash right away. And if you hit them into a wall, you have a very good chance of getting off a second Q before they run. Boom, you got yourself a dead pretty much anything. You're very, very gold hungry as this character, so be aware of that. That's why the Ancient Coin is good, is because you can't farm early. You just don't have the stats for it. So you're going to be racking up some off of your ADC a bit. You want to sit in lane and outlast. That's why those potions are also very good. Lets you sit in lane a lot longer. Every time you get back to base, can't stress enough, grab potions. Potions, potions, potions. They also, in this game specifically, really help against the Teemo. Now, Poppy is an amazing tower pusher. If you remember that bonus attack damage you get off of your W, you run into a tower, you W up, your Q doesn't affect it, your E doesn't affect it, but your W stacks you up a whole bunch of extra damage. You can take down a tower easily by yourself, as I do in this game. You will see a little bit farther along. After you take down that tower at bottom lane, you switch from a support now to a carry, an assassin carry. So you're going to be doing a lot of wandering. You're going to find somebody to kill. Oh, look at Cassidy in there. Thinks he's tough. Thinks he's going to get away. Oh, hey, Teemo. Yeah, Teemo's got nothing on Poppy because once you get to low health, his poison does 1 damage on a tick. It's almost useless against you once you're low health. You can fight a Teemo 1 versus 1 just fine. I died there. I made a bad play. It happens, yeah. Don't expect to be getting good results with Poppy for your first few games. Give it at least a dozen games before you really get into her, because she's not mechanically difficult, but she is mentally difficult on where and when to use your abilities. And no matter how good you are with her, you're still going to make quite a few mistakes. But placement is key. I don't do it in this game, but boots are another important thing. She has no real good escapes or chasing mechanics, so you kind of want to get some boots. I don't recommend it in your first 2 items, though. Maybe if you have some extra gold, get back to base, you're a little bit ahead. And you can just be a monster on the battlefield. Like, Poppy is one of the best characters for one of those super annoying one-hit combos on people. Oh, yeah. Right there is a perfect example. Me and Garen just crushed that Fiora. I save the Garen, I help out his lane, and watch what happens here. And Garen's very happy with me because of my health. Poppy's kind of a crappy farmer. Overall, you get all your stacks, so you can do all right, but you're never going to be a very good farmer unless you decide to take a black cleaver, which is eh. But watch me take down this tower before Garen even manages to get back. I think he gets there just as I'm applying the last hit. You see that chunk damage on tower with your max stacks up. He gets there a little bit earlier. But that's Poppy without any maxed out items yet. Just 2 pieces to the Trinity Force. Taking down a tower by yourself with 1 wave of minions. Also, Poppy, very interestingly, one of the few characters in the game that can completely unassisted at level 3 take out Dragon. And there are videos on that. You can go check that out somewhere else. I wasn't able to do it in this game because I was very busy at bottom. But you can definitely branch off at level 3. You get 2 points in Q and a point in your W. If you're going to try to do that, don't really take your E first off. You want those stacks off your W. You want your Q powered up. Maybe take Smite. Smite is helpful. Definitely helpful. But you can easily take Dragon at level 3. Just don't get worried as your health gets low. Let's see, you can even outrun a Yi if you got that W on. And then you really shine when you're able to help your team. You can destroy things in a team fight as Poppy. You just walk in, you ult the weakest member on their team so that he's the only one who can damage you. You go straight for their carry. They can't do anything to stop you. You dash them into a wall, you queue them up, you auto attack them. Good stuff. Now see, everybody's starting to give me a little bit of leeway. They're a little bit worried. An advantage to Poppy is that nobody knows your mechanics. Nobody knows exactly what you do. Now, that was easily worth it. Deaths mean nothing as Poppy. You want kills. If you get the gold and your opponent gets the gold, you're going to outmatch your opponent 90% of the time. After you get that Trinity Force, you really just take off. So don't worry too much about deaths as long as you're doing well for kills. Or even assists. Ideally, you want to be going for assists because nobody wants Poppy to carry them. Come on. She's tiny, she's weird, she's got a giant hammer named Whomper. Yes, your hammer is named Whomper. But you will get a lot of rage from teammates about kill stealing with Poppy because there's nothing you can really do about it with the huge chunks she takes out of people. If you hit somebody and they're at under half health, there's a good chance they're just going to explode.
if it is necessary.
But yeah, Poppy is a very great team-oriented champion
Ally has
with
been
some very
slain.
big weaknesses, but if you understand how to play around them, you will do just fine. Also, if you have any questions about what you should do with Poppy in specific situations, just leave me a comment in the video. I'll get back to you. I will definitely answer you as soon as possible with any questions you might have. Now this game I don't get very many items because we end up really crushing the team, as can happen if you're with a good team and you're doing your proper job with Poppy. You will crush the opposition. So I don't really get to put much into the build, but first item, Trinity Force. Second item, Bloodthirster or Blade of the Rune King, depending on what you need at the time. Third item is kind of up to you if you want to go for your sight stone or your boots or whatever, you know, it's dependent on your situation. But after those items, you might start building a little bit more defensively. You got enough damage. If you're really taking off, forego defenses altogether, just straight up increase that damage because it will keep you ahead like you wouldn't believe. So you can really see how in this game I've changed into a really good melee ADC. I do go for the Bloodthirster here because they don't have really a real tank, so that attack damage is really going to benefit me over the percent damage. And you don't need a lot of armor pen either, because most people think that Poppy's Q will hit for physical damage, right? Obviously, you're hitting someone with a hammer. But no. All of the damage off of your Q is in fact magic damage. And nobody will expect it. I have had lots of games with Poppy where I've gotten over 30 kills, less than 10 deaths, entirely because people didn't know what to do with me. They had no idea how to play against Poppy, and Poppy is a character that entirely capitalizes on the mistakes of others. So you're off the start, you're going to be real nice and passive. You're just going to hang out, kind of let things happen, see how things are going. You're going to help out where you can. Definitely grab that kill. If it's available, grab it. Early game kills and you will snowball. But primarily you're there to help out your team. You're playing a support Poppy.
An enemy has been
I
slain.
don't recommend playing her in a solo lane just because she doesn't have any good farming and she's worthless until level 3. Overall, I mean, you're not going to be out-trading just about anybody at top until level 3.
Killing
And if they understand that, if they can see you're weak, you're just going to get crushed. But yeah, for your D ability, teleport or exhaust, both very good. F, definitely take Ignite, no question. And you will have a very good time.
has been slain.
If it will hold peace.
Poppy is a character where you really want to be in the right place at the right time. Very, very important because you can pick up those kills like there's no tomorrow. Chunk that Fury, you see that? And Tristana starts putting in a little bit of damage. Because of my passive there, I survived both those encounters. Little worse for wear, and now I'm starting to pick up some of that life again. Potion, boom. Get right back up there. With the cookies, you get a little bit of mana back, which is really nice. I definitely recommend taking that. You can just kind of walk past this turret at low health if you put your W up. It doesn't really do a lot to you. Just kind of hang out here. I'm going to help out Garen take out that tower. As soon as I get a minion in there, I'll just right in with my W. Start chunking that tower down like there's no tomorrow. Bada bing, bada boom. 5 seconds later, tower down. Good to go.
Shut down.
Now here's another one of my mistake sections, I believe, is that I didn't port back. Even if you're low health with Poppy and you do have that huge damage reduction, you don't really want to go in under tower that low. Especially against Teemo, because the sheer fact that he blinded me there made my charge not kill him. My plan was to go for a kill and die, which is always worth it as Poppy. Did not work there. I didn't think about Teemo's blind, so the attack missed, and I just died. So while you are a fantastic tank without even building any tank items, you are not invulnerable. Be aware of that. And there we go, game over. Team surrenders because they just can't deal with the pressure. Alright guys, this is it for this game. Like and subscribe if you like this video and you want to see more. If you want to see other guides, let me know. I do lots of champions that are way out of the normal. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!